welcome back to my new video. So in this video I will show you how to draw a food illustration, and I will show you the easiest step by step to follow this sunny side egg. So if you don't have the reference picture, I will attach the link in the description box, and after you download the picture, you can import it to your Procreate and start to follow along and draw it along with me by watching this video. And the first thing you need to do to draw this food illustration is to draw the basic shape of the sunny side itself. So you can choose the brush tool, and I'll use the fine tip in the inking category. So please choose the fine tip, and then I will make the size of the fine tip to the 100% and the color, and I use it black here. The first thing I need to do is to make or create a new layer by clicking this layer and click the plus button here, because we don't want to mix the reference with the other layers. We need to keep this layer 1 as a reference, and we draw in the other layers. So to make it clearer, we need to rename this layer 1, the reference layer 1, to the reference, so you will know that this is the layer that contains the reference, and you can put it just on top of the layer 2. And we can move to the layer 2. We want to make this sketch here, the sketch of this honey side egg, and we can just make the name of the layer 2, rename it to the sketch, right? So it's gonna be easier for us to notice that this layer will contain the sketch. And after that, I will draw the circle. If you don't know how to draw the circle in the Procreate, you can just make or draw a scribble, the circle scribble like this. And after that, don't lift up your Apple Pencil. Hold your Apple Pencil for a little while like this, and then after that you can put your fingertip, any kind of fingertips, on your screen like this, and it will make a perfect circle. After that, you can lift up your Apple Pencil like this, and then lift up your finger, and you have made your own perfect circle here. And now we want to make a second perfect circle, but not using the same step. So I want just duplicate this sketch, the first sketch, by swiping the sketch layer here to the left and click the duplicate button here next to the delete button. After you duplicate the sketch layer, it will become 2 layers, and in the second layer of the sketch we can free transform it by clicking the pointer here, and you can make it a little larger like this and put it in the center of the first circle, and then you can click the brush button again, and here we can draw the organic shape of the white egg part of the sunny side egg. Because if we're looking at this part of the reference, we can see the form is not circular, right? It's more organic. The shape is more curved, more curly, and we want to make those lines. You can draw in this layer 2, the sketch, the second sketch, and just make lines like this. Or you can also see the reference to make the organic shape, the organic lines, but still reminding that you have this guide. You can draw like this. Remember that you have the second circular shape. You need to keep in mind and make the circle or the organic lines to surround this circle. This so it will guide you to make a perfect sunny side shape, and it's done. And now you can select the eraser tool here and try to erase or delete the circle shape, the second one. And we want to make the egg whites and the egg yolk part together. We can click the sketch and then merge down so it become one layer. And now we want to give a color to the we want to give colors to the sunny side egg. So we want to click the layer here, click the plus button, and then we can put the sketch above the layer 3. So the layer 3, I will rename it to the egg yolk because the first color that I want to give is the egg yolk color, and I'm gonna rename it to the egg yolk. And for the color, you can choose on your color wheel like this. Like it's an orange color, right? So it's about right this, like this. And if you don't know how to choose the color on your own, you can just tap the color of the egg yolk with your fingertip until you see the color picker here, and you can just drag and drop from the color wheel like this. But if you find this problem, then you need to undo it once and then click the layer, and you see in this sketch layer you need to make it or to activate the reference tool. Click the sketch and you will find the reference here. You need to activate the reference on the sketch because we'll use this line art, this sketch, as the reference for the other layers. So for the egg yolk, you can drag and drop the color like this, and then you can make a new layer called egg whites. You can also pick the color from the reference by holding your fingertip on the top of the egg whites and then drag and drop on your own illustration. Now we want to give a detail on each part. So the first part that we will to detail is the egg whites, and we can click the plus button here, and you can click the layer 5 and rename it to detail to make it more tidy. And you can click the detail again and choose the clipping mask. After that, we can choose the brush and then change it to the airbrushing and the soft brush. So this brush is default, so it's not a downloadable content for the Procreate or anything. You can just scroll it on your brush section, choose the airbrushing category and choose the soft brush. After that, you can enlarge the size a little bit and choose the color of the egg whites, the shadow, and the highlight. But first, we want to make the highlight, the shadow first, so we can choose the darker color, and you can apply this shading around this part. And you can make some darker color here and also here and here. Just gently swipe your Apple Pencil. Don't force it. Don't over click it or over pressure it. Don't don't put it too strong because it makes the color not good. And now we want to make the size of the brush a little bit smaller, and we can make some shading around these lines. Now we can draw the highlight part of the egg. We can just choose this egg whites part, and then enlarge the brush a little bit and gently swipe on your egg whites part here near the egg yolk to make the highlight. And we also see some highlights around these lines. We want to give it also in our drawing. Just make your brush smaller and make this part lighter like this. You can also see some highlights here. And some highlights here. Also, you can see some holes on top of it. You can make a circular patterns like this. And we'll add a more highlight here in these areas. And now we want to add some crunchy part of the egg whites, some the overburnt part. You can pick up this brown color and apply it to your drawing, to the edge of the egg whites. You can put more detail on this crispy part of the egg whites by picking some darker colors. You can choose the color wheel and then just choose the darker color and apply it to your drawing with a smaller size brush. The more you give the color to your own illustration, the more your illustration will be detailed. So please, if you want to make a realistic illustration, just pick as much color as you could, or give the color variations on your illustration as much as you could, because maybe if you're a new beginner it's kind of hard for you to give the color variation, but if you're actually in the intermediate level, it's easy for you to understand what I mean. Now, we want to give a color to the egg yolk part of the egg. We can choose the layer and choose the egg yolk, click plus button to add a new layer on top of the egg yolk, and we can click the layer 6, rename it to the detail, and click the detail and clipping mask the detail. So as you can see here, we have the detail layer on each part of the sunny side, and the egg yolk part and in the egg whites part. So every part of it, like in egg whites, we have one detail. In a egg yolk part, we have the detail, and you need to do that because your layering will be tidier rather than when you are not using this clipping mask and randomly put the color. That's not really good, because sometimes when you want to revise or when you want to edit your illustration, which this kind of layering, you will easily find and edit or revise your illustration. If you want to go to the egg yolk part, so you can choose the egg yolk, and if you want to change the detail or revise the detail, you can just go to the detail of the egg yolk. Or if you want to edit the sketch, you can choose the sketch layer here, so it'd be more easier for you to choose and to edit your illustration if you are doing this tidy layering thing. And now we want to continue putting a detail to our egg yolk. We are still using the same brush with the soft brush, right? Airbrushing and the soft brush, and we can just pick the color from the reference. If you're not really good at color picking, just put your fingertips here and hold it for a little while until it is picked. And now you can make the brush a little bit larger and just swipe it gently like this until the darker color is applied to our egg yolk. Put it put the darker color here, probably this one, and make the brush smaller and put this orange part in the center part of the egg yolk. Make it a little bit bigger for the brush, and then you can choose the center part of the egg yolk in your illustration and gently swipe it until the color of the egg yolk is applied. And now we can make the brush smaller, and you can follow the curved line of the egg yolk like this, so it is the reflected light of the egg. So we can see on the reference there are some lighter part on these lines. This one is darker, this one is lighter, and this one is a bit lighter. It's lighter but not as light as this part. So we need to make a lighter part along these lines like this. Now we can add yellow color, this color, and make your brush bigger and gently swipe on this part. And we want to add a highlight. We can click this color, tap this color and pick it, and just apply the same shape, the highlight shape on your egg yolk. If you're not sure about how to make it your airbrush or brush smaller, and gently swipe on your screen and carefully make the highlight. If you can't make it the same as the reference, at least you are following the lines, or because the highlight should be in the correct lines, the highlights in the shading. Now we can choose the white color, pick it, and you can apply it on your first highlight. Don't overdo it, because the highlight is just this small. It's not as large as the other parts. If you feel that your drawing is not vibrant enough, just like the reference we have here, you can click the layer and add new layer above the detail layer, and click the N letter here, and you can swipe it down until you find the overlay. And don't forget to click the layer 7 and clipping mask it to make it an overlay. And if you want to rename it, you can also make it overlay like this. And with this overlay layer, you can give a color without changing the texture of the egg yolk that you've been colored. And like this color, I'm gonna give it to the egg yolk to make it more yellow, like this. Now we want to make it a little bit more realistic on the egg whites part. As you can see, this egg yolk has spreaded some colors here on the egg whites part. We want to keep those colors on our illustrations, so we can go back to our egg whites layer and go to the detail part, and we can choose the color along these lines. So you can pick it, and then with the airbrush you can gently swipe it until it makes this kind of color around the egg yolk part. If you don't know why we should do this, because every object reflects light, and the light itself sometimes give you color. So in this case, you'll see the egg yolk part is orange, and it reflects the orange to the egg whites, and it makes this kind of color here following along this egg yolk outlines. And now when we want to make the drawing even more realistic, so we can go to the layer and click the sketch layer. You can use the alpha lock this time, so click the sketch and click the alpha lock to activate the alpha lock. Now you can also pick the color along these lines and just apply the color to your outline. So your outline will be colored based on the color you picked. We want to make it more hidden by clicking this color and apply it to the outlines. So when the color change, you can pick it again and do this step again and again until these lines are hidden, or seems hidden but it's not actually hidden. Here is your egg illustration. It's easy to draw and easy to follow, and you can start drawing this on your Procreate or other application that you have. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to share your drawing or illustration, you can tag me on Twitter or Instagram at @pinkyyo. So see you on the next video.